Switch me on.
Are you ready?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
We can harder.
Here I come, folks.
You're gonna need a bigger budget.
I think he can hear you, Rick.
Don't move. It won't hurt you. Behold my stuff.
We can harder.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs.
We have a new jam.
We do have a new jam.
Yeah.
Stupid copyright.
I know.
Hey, I
Some
like
guy out of nowhere said we use his music.
From a guy who posted his stuff on a copyright-free music website.
And said we could use it.
Yes,
Yeah. He's probably friends with one of our guests.
probably.
Yeah. I wonder which one that could be. Beard, how are you? I heard the rumor is you're homeless. Is that true?
it. That's what I'm told.
Okay.
Just because you don't have
Well,
your own YouTube
That's the
channel.
nicest
people
looking
think you're
cardboard
couch
box I've
surfing.
ever seen. That's all I got to say.
Let me tell you, it's bigger on the inside.
That's pretty cool. That's like a Willy Wonka cardboard box.
It really is.
And it expands out. Well, you have your home is here. You have a home. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're not hearing these horrible rumors about you being.
I mean, I may
huge-
not have my own house, but y'all are kind enough to rent me a room, and I appreciate that.
You're
And by
welcome.
rent, I mean barely show up for shows and contribute very little.
You do a lot here, actually.
Yeah.
I'm excited for your game news today or tonight.
Make sure you put the M on the end of game. Let's
Game news?
enunciate game.
Didn't know we were broadcasting from San Francisco tonight.
Yeah, we probably are. Yeah.
Just everything they do is magic.
Haven't shown that one in a while.
No, it's been a while.
How was your week? It's been pretty good for me. How about yours? You have a good week?
A lot of rain. Did some car work. Still have some little bit more car work to do, but yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
complain too
I
much.
thought you were going to say collected a lot of bottles and cans.
Well, I mean, you always have to do that. I mean, this is a cardboard box, but I still have to pay for the electricity.
Oh man. All right. Well,
Clean
we
some
have
windshields.
Yeah.
welcome everyone to Weekend Harder on After the Weekend. This is our Saturday show where we do every other Saturday, and we always bring on some fun, lively guests. We have a returning guest, I think.
We
They're
do.
both returning guests, right?
Well, they are, but this is the first time I've got to be on with this guest, so I'm excited because we've known this guy for a long time, you and me.
Yeah, he went through a name change.
I know, because it's weird calling him the name that he goes by now, because I'm like, you're still that old dude to me.
Well, let's go ahead and bring on Nerdy Neo. How are you, man?
What's up? Glad to be here tonight. Yeah, I mean, I think my very first time on YouTube was on this channel when JT and I talked about the Matrix.
Yeah, because that's your favorite movie.
It is, yeah, as you can see, that's
Your name is
Remember
Nerdy
my
the
name.
stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think R2 and I have actually gotten to stream together before.
No,
so-
we haven't. I've seen your channel. I've seen you, but yeah, this is the first time on camera together. So pleasure to have you on the show tonight.
You want a round of applause or anything like that? for that?
Thumbs up!
You get a thumbs up.
Yes, I'll take it. But yeah, Beard has been on my channel, but I need to have both of you guys on my channel. I haven't had either of you guys on yet.
Yeah, I see your stuff. You're live. You talk about video games. You play video games. You do some really cool stuff over there on your channel. So
I think
eventually,
my
we need
kid
to
would go on your channel, Nerdy Neo. So we talk about games.
Definitely welcome to. So, but yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, before I created my channel, I was Broba Fett. So anyone who knows me from before my time on YouTube, I am also Broba Fett.
Yeah, and we would see you in the Salty Nerd chat a lot. So that's where we would see you. So
yeah.
Well, our next guest is pretty famous on After the Weekend. He has been part of the After the Weekend family for a while. He has done commercials for us, so maybe we'll show some of those later on tonight. But he's such
who knew what I started the day that I forced myself onto his channel.
That this
Interview
gentleman,
me. Yeah,
this gentleman here would just be all over our channel. Yeah. Ryan,
Oh, good Lord.
good to see you, man. How are you?
Well, I'm outstanding. That's one way to put it, R2. When I forced myself onto his
I
channel.
basically did. I was like, "Hey, man, I'll be your guest next week."
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a long time ago. I believe I had Tabitha on, and then I had JT. Were you next?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it's JT, and then R2 is like going, "I'll come on. I'll be your guest."
Yeah. And,
What the hell? What about me, man?
yeah, and when that was your like best.
I have
Mrs.
not.
R2 is responsible for two of the most iconic things of you. That, and then you with pink hair in that same photo.
Oh, I still have Best Day Ever is awesome, but I still actually use every once in a while. The FNR intro has me with the pink hair, but I actually added the Jack Murphy beard. So my intro every time.
And
Chef's kiss.
Talk
And
about
that
a
guy
guy
over
who
there-
fell off the face of the earth, by the way. I was like, who's Jack Murphy?
yeah, and that guy over there, who I have no connection to, he's a co-host of one of my shows either, is also responsible for this guy's reaction.
Yes.
Right.
That's true. That is
Yes.
true. Wow, I get blamed for a lot of stuff.
I think that was the first time that we had met on a stream.
That is the
Ryan,
first
and
time
it was
we had
about-
met.
It was about 3 or 4 minutes into the stream.
Which reminds me, I got to get my notepad ready because I got to mark timestamps depending on what
Oh,
Ryan
here we
says.
go.
Yeah, we enjoy you here, Ryan. That's why you always invite you back. I think you've
I'm
been
low
on.
content, Ryan. That's why you're here.
I think you've been on the same amount of times as Joker. So
I think so. Well, and obviously, you guys, it's gonna sound terrible. You guys have a back door into Friday Night's Royal Rumble. And
Wait,
y'all
what?
Door anytime. Was that what you're saying?
you guys have admin power from the After the Weekend email, and it's always fun when you guys just show up unannounced. It's hysterical. I love it. As
we love it.
for Broba Fett, he's always going to be that. This Nerdy Neo thing, I'm never going to accept. I will forever.
Well, Nerdy
It's-
Neo has a logo now, so you have to accept it.
Yeah, from that guy over
Whoa,
there.
what? You simping for other people, dude?
You
Yes.
haven't- Yeah, he's yeah. Look
I
at Beard. He's even
mean,
got one of mine.
You bad man. I mean, I actually do still. I still use your logo all the time on my regular channel. It's surrounded by an American flag, but
Yeah.
I've been
see it.
captivated by the captain's log.
Oh, R2 has a sort.
Alrighty. Well, we have a great little. We think we have a great show lined up for everyone. So let's go ahead and say
that
hi.
now.
Yeah. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. We've got Nicole here saying hello after the weekend. Good to see you, Nicole. We always appreciate you coming by and supporting the channel. We got Miss R2 here. Hey, saying hello. Hope you have an awesome show, Nicole says. Yeah, I hope we do too.
Thank you.
Ryan forgot his underwear.
That's true.
Did he
I'm
forget it?
I'm still not wearing
or
any underwear or
Is
pants.
it intentional?
Geek Talk says, "What's up, guys? Hey, what's up?
Howdy.
Good to see you." And then we got Dragon Buddy here. Good to see you. Hello
Hey.
there.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dragon Buddy in a long time. So
Logical Spock.
what?
I'll say hi to Logical Spock. Hello, Logical Spock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Hello, how you doing? Miss R2 said I thought I said gay news as well.
I thought so too.
That's actually what he did say. He just doesn't want to admit
All
it.
right, I gotta pull up a different article. Give me 5 minutes.
Hey, news.
Alrighty, so we have a list of topics to go over today. One thing I wanted to bring up, it kind of came last minute, and I don't know if you all follow Chris Gore. I think he's posted some fascinating stuff about the industry, and I wanted to kind of do this real quick because it might take a little bit of time. But he mentioned the kind of the style of posters nowadays for movies. Do y'all remember like back in the day where you would see like a really epic poster and you're like, wow, that looks fantastic.
Yes.
Like Empire Strikes Back would be an example of a really great poster where someone was
Yep.
really creative, or even like Ghostbusters, where it's real simple, right?
Or Back to the Future, which was real simple, but you're just like,
God,
whoa, what is
You guys
this?
shut up and stop taking all my answers.
Oh, sorry. Well, anyways, there is a trend in Hollywood right now where they have to show a certain amount of people on a poster a certain way, even certain colors. And Chris Gore
Yeah.
kind of mentioned this today on his Twitter. So so here's the Dune poster. This is Dune Part 2. Do you all plan on seeing this movie, by the way?
Yes, I will watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
No,
first
probably.
one.
I still have
I'll
not
have to watch
watched
the first one first.
I mainly just went. I want to be able to watch both of them like back to back.
I watched the first one on a plane, and it made the plane ride faster. However, the movie didn't make life faster. It's just gonna look. It was
What?
solidly written. I've never been a huge Dune fan, but no, I see what you're saying.
It's
I think The Force Awakens started this trend, right? This symmetrical trend.
Yeah, so when you say symmetrical, yeah, that's basically what we're getting at. So this is pretty much the cookie cutter of a big event movie, like a blockbuster movie with a bunch of actors. You have a bunch of names at the top there. Whoever the title superhero is. So if this is like a Captain America movie, he would be at the top there. If this is a movie about Dune, it would be the main character, kind of the main title header there. And then you have the villain in one circle, another hero.
I thought you were going to say if it was a Captain America movie that the Falcon would be at the top and then Captain America would be down in the corner.
You know,
wow. Steve.
Move this man!
About right.
It's early for a boo.
About right. For the record.
Well, anyways, but you get it, right? All the movie posters that have come out recently in the last, I would say, the last 5 or 6, maybe even 10 years, like Ryan, like you mentioned, Force Awakens, they all kind of have this style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes them kind of boring. Some people even mention they only use a certain colors, like orange and blue. So.
Yeah, I definitely think it was a Disney trend. Now, I'm not going to say that when I saw it for The Force Awakens, yes, absolutely. I was excited as a Star Wars fan. However, I think Infinity War was the height of this style movie poster, and then Endgame. Other than that, it was a Disney thing, and it's I think it's caught on when it really shouldn't.
Yeah, and the Avengers posters, they did something kind of neat. And I have 2 of them in my house. I was trying to look for the other 2, but they had the big A for every movie.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So, and then as the movies progressed, whatever the theme was of that movie, the A would either be stylized to that thing. I thought that was pretty unique, but they don't really do that anymore. It's more like this. They have to show everyone on the poster. So when no one's feelings get hurt, everyone has their face on the cover.
Yeah,
Everyone
it's
gets their
basically
name.
the credits in visual form.
Yeah.
You got the top stars, and then everybody else that kind of trickles down from that. And then once you send that poster overseas, sometimes you take one of those top stars and you shrink them down way into the background.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't
So
talk about that, Beard. We don't talk about that.
I wanted to ask
That's
people.
hypothetical.
I want to ask people on our panel. Do you have a favorite movie poster out there in the world that you're like, when you first saw, you're like, wow, that really wants me to go see that movie? So.
I have one right now, and it was as a kid. Mortal Kombat. It was simple. It was a black background, and it had the dragon symbol, and it was just Mortal Kombat. And it's like, yeah, it was so simple. And
you're talking about the original one, right? In
the
90s?
original, yeah, not that remake thing that was, okay. So look, the original was kind of campy, right? But it was cult iconic. Or iconic. It started out as a cult classic, but then it became iconic. The new one can't even hold a candle. But yeah, if you pull up the original Mortal Kombat, it's just a black background, and it has the dragon symbol, and I think underneath it says "It has begun," and that's it. That's it. And as a kid, I knew what that meant. I was like, and I actually still have that poster to this day. Back when video shops would get movie posters from the theaters, right? They would kind of transfer hands. My parents actually bought that one for me for like, it was like $5, like $2, something like that. Yeah.
So you're referring to this one here. I'll make sure the 1995 Mortal Kombat.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this one here.
Yep. That's it. That's it. Look how simple that is. Mortal Kombat, the dragon symbol, it's simple and sweet. And as kids who probably played Mortal Kombat, you were pooing your shorts.
Well, I was gonna say that very much makes me think of Batman poster. I mean, it was just the Batman symbol.
Yes, it was.
Was that your favorite, R2?
I did like that a lot as a kid, just because I mean it was like everywhere, and that's like what everybody talked about. I mean, I was young, right? I mean, I remember this was we reviewed that with JV. That was the first time JV came on, as we did Batman. And but I would, if I do think of anything today, I mean, I really like the Indiana Jones posters the best, just because you do get a good shot of the cast, but they're not necessarily the main focus. There's all these little scenes that are painted on there, and I really like that. That's very much goes back to like anytime we seem to review anything from like the 50s or the 60s, they always really have all like these little scenes painted onto it, and I wish they did more of that. But yeah, I mean, you don't need to do anything else to tell you what Batman is. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
Well, and then, but then they did the Batman Returns. They did the 3 characters on the poster. I thought that one was pretty cool. So
well.
But it wasn't what we just talked about with Dune. It wasn't that way.
Yeah.
No. It was much more stylistic. There was more art involved.
Even something, right? A movie, Batman Forever, actually had the Joker question mark. I'm sorry, the Riddler question mark, and then the Batman symbol inside of it. It was just so simple. It was a black background, but it had kind of like greenish, bluish, and it was just very simple. But everybody's like, I know what's going on with this, and I got to be honest. I got to agree with Geek Talk. Simple and sweet.
Yeah,
I kind of miss that. Raiders of Lost Ark is in my opinion is a unicorn. It's very different.
But
it's more stylized
like a period movie though. So I mean,
yeah.
They're kind of playing off the
the
setting of what's going on too. So
Nerdy Neo, I'm guessing yours is The Matrix.
Well, it is because I did go through after you sent that to me earlier today. I did go and look through a bunch, so I have a bunch of them written down, and that is on my list because I do like that one. But if you were asking like one of my favorites from a kid, it was probably Star Wars Episode 1 with Anakin and his shadow is Vader. I thought that was a great poster.
That was clever.
Yeah.
I love clever posters like that. So some of the other ones that I was looking through was like the poster for Memento, where they're holding up the Polaroid, and inside the Polaroid is another Polaroid. Like clever posters like that, I just think are really good.
Not at all to knock Neo's choice with Matrix, but growing up, like every friend I had, if their dad had like a man cave, always had a Matrix poster and SWAT the movie poster up in there. I don't know why.
And then
Well,
next to it with a Bud Light calendar
Yeah, but
lady.
pretty
Yeah.
much. There was some
Yeah.
beer calendar up with the bikini babes.
But when you were talking about one that's like, oh, I want to see that movie, was the poster for Independence Day with the ship blowing up the White
Yes.
House?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great poster.
Ryan, I'm surprised you didn't say Jurassic Park.
That's true. Jurassic Park's another one where it's just that logo.
Yeah, no, in
Very simple.
Jurassic Park was definitely one that was actually on the top of my list. The reason I actually picked Mortal Kombat over it is because at the time I didn't know anything about Jurassic Park until the movie came out. I mean, I was too young to actually have known about Michael Crichton's book.
But you
It-
like dinosaurs.
I love dinosaurs, right? So
Mhm.
so the reason that in Jurassic Park was probably actually number 2, to be quite frank. The only reason I didn't pick it is because when the Mortal Kombat poster came out, I knew instantly as a kid. My parents knew instantly I wanted to see this movie. I needed to see this movie. I can tell you in the town that I'm living in now, where the video rental store was, that the movie poster my parents got me as a kid.
Mhm.
Like, I could actually take you there right now. So that's why I actually picked it over Jurassic Park. I actually lived in we were living in Phoenix at the time for Jurassic Park. Now there's a big story about that too. I got good grades, so I got to see Jurassic Park, and I remember they had back when they actually had massive, movie prop murals for like to celebrate. It was a 2-story theater, and
Mhm.
they had this giant cardboard thing that was actually 2 stories high, and it was actually the Tyrannosaur, the skeleton with the apatosaur from the in the visitor center, and it was 2 stories high. It was huge. So that's real close second,
Yeah.
barely
Yeah,
second.
I just don't think we get creative posters like that anymore. If they do, they're very
Agreed.
rare, right?
JT, what's
yeah.
yours?
Well, hold on. Let's
Oh.
show the Empire Strikes Back here. I know you put this in the private chat.
That's
This
good
one's pretty
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
This isn't the one I was
That's good
talking about, but
stuff.
yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, I like all 3 from the special edition trilogy, but I think
Mhm.
that one is best because it really focuses with all the ships and everything. It kind of gets the tone of the movie that matches the
Mhm.
name. It's I think the best of the 3. Now we can debate special edition good or bad till the cows come home, but the movie posters are fantastic.
Right, but they don't
For
make
the-
they don't make them like this anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
This
for
poster
the
would
original
not.
trilogy,
No, they don't.
This movie is probably one of the most iconic movies ever made, right? So it
Well,
also has one of the most iconic posters. I just don't think this would ever be made today.
I believe adjusted for inflation, it's actually the highest. No, you can argue
I think you're right about
it's
that.
the highest grossing movie of all time, adjusted with inflation, because it's been shown so many times over the years
Yeah.
that people continue to go back and see it.
Well,
And you're
Alaska
right.
Jeff doesn't like it.
Alaska Jeff with a hot take.
Wow.
He does that
Hot
sometimes.
take.
He's
from
like
the
not a
cold
polar
climate.
bear or a wolf in sight in that film. Brat.
Well, I gotta get Snow White is higher. In what way? Like actually higher?
What
I don't-
kind
I
of
don't
snow
know.
are you talking
Metaphoric
about?
snow? Yeah.
What are you
I
talking
don't
about?
know.
Is it the new Snow White? Because she might actually be high.
This isn't my favorite poster, but I just wanted to point out, like, this was,
Icon.
early 20th century.
Yeah, like what, 1930s?
Yeah,
30s?
Yeah, they just don't make movies like the 1939. So they don't
Oh yeah,
make
so
posters like that anymore.
I mean, you can even
it's
just
just
go
a
back to the
shame
original
because
Star Wars.
I think
Sorry,
Mhm.
you can just even go back to the
And I
original
think-
Star
I
Wars,
think-
and you've got like the kind of theming that won't work, and those were like traditionally hand painted and then copied and
Mhm.
stuff like that. You just don't get that kind of craftsmanship. People
Uh,
copy and paste in Photoshop.
Well, you know
Mhm.
how
I
people
mentioned
were
that.
striking because of AI writing scripts? You could easily
Yeah.
make that poster of Dune with AI. because you're telling the computer where to put people's faces, and it just does it. So there's no creativity to it. It's very quick. It's very simple, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to do. They don't have to pay an artist to paint it, and so like that. So a lot of those posters that you saw were painted, and then
Yeah.
So. I really like that one from the when we were talking about Star Wars, the A New Hope, the poster that like hand painted one with like Luke with the lightsaber up, and laying next to him like that. That's a pretty good one.
Well, what's even more sad is that half the time people like you, JT, or R2, it's not me because we've seen my thumbnails. You guys could actually do a better rendering as a troll, as a meme, than these people in Hollywood can do. Like, you make it better than it was, and it's funnier. So yeah, I mean, AI can duplicate it, to kind of cut out the middleman, but it's just so soulless. And Hollywood was soulless before the fact of AI.
Well, the thing that AI lacks, you could say, is it's soulless. There's no passion to it.
No.
I mean,
there's no humor to it.
They're all those painted pictures. I mean, like, that's somebody giving it every piece they've got, to capture it.
Well, a lot of people in that thread on Twitter shared a lot of their favorite posters. So if you want to like follow along and kind of check that out, you can see that in the link there.
I'm not gonna lie, JT. I thought you were gonna say Back to the Future. That's what I thought you were gonna.
That is one of my favorites, but Ryan stole it.
It's one of my favorites too. Back to the Future still to this day.
But
is
I
one
also
of my
liked how they
favorite movies of
did all three. So you had the first one with just Marty, and then you had the second one with the flying car, and
the third
Doc.
one,
and then the third
one on the rails.
On the rails with the girlfriend of Doc. So like you were able to put them together and see like that transition. That's why I like the Avengers posters with the A, because if you had all four together, you can see that same type of transition of the story.
Elizabeth Shue on a poster, though. I'm sorry, she's a babe.
Yeah.
Well, she was so little in the movie except for 2, right? And even in that one, she was.
She doesn't need to be on the poster. She's fine.
She doesn't need to be on the poster.
No. She's okay.
You need a flying DeLorean. You need a train pushing a DeLorean. Like that's what everybody was like kind of like looking for.
And an old man's girlfriend.
Speaking of what? The old man girlfriend.
He didn't have a girlfriend before that. I mean, I don't think he had anything before that other than Einstein.
Other than a dog.
Speaking of movie posters and a movie,
R2 is being a hater. Put F's in the chat for R2 being a hater.
Yeah, let's do that, everybody. So, you know what he gets? He gets 2 boos.
Boo this man!
Stupid fat hobbit.
Stupid fat hobbit.
JT, he calls me up some mornings and he just says that and hangs up.
Good Lord. I'm the only one who put an F in the chat. It's fine. I don't care.
Speaking of movie posters and movies that are kind of remade, look at this movie poster.
Pain don't hurt.
That's I mean, look, everybody knows Roadhouse, right? Like, Patrick Swayze, he comes in, he's this high profile, kind of like a person to clean up a scene, a bar, whatever, club. And he always buys a beater car to go to said place because he's going to piss everybody off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
they're going to break his car. This is a great movie. One of my
incredible movies.
Unfortunately, I never watched it until I was a little older, but I do remember my dad talking about this movie.
You know what's really good? See ya, Jeff. Thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate it. I mean, at this point, it's probably 15, 20 years ago. But when this came out on Blu-ray, Kevin Smith and his producer, Scott Mosier, did commentary for it. It didn't even have like the actual filmmakers. It just had those two doing commentary on the film. It's hilarious. It was back when Kevin Smith was still funny.
Well, he's still fat, so
Well, that was back when he was fat, and that's why.
Yeah, this. I mean, this is. I don't know, bro. But I'm sorry, Nerdy Neo. Have you seen this?
I'll answer to both. I have
it?
seen it. I saw it once, and yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
was
do.
probably around college time, so late, not like younger. But yeah, I've only seen it once, and it's been a long time. But yes, I have seen it.
We would all collectively say that this is a good movie, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
and totally one that I have seen.
Oh, look at you! You know what? They hired
Clinton,
that they're reshooting or they're making a remake of this movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. Have
Oh,
you
so I
seen
can
that?
watch that one.
Mhm.
I want to tie
Right.
something together too. Our last point, real quick, because someone who's in this movie, Sam Elliott, one of my favorite movies, and I was looking through it, I was like,
Hey,
oh, that's a great
amigo.
poster, was for Tombstone, and the movie poster was basically a wanted poster, so that was
Yeah.
another good one.
Yeah, that's another good poster. Did you
That
know
is a good
that Beard was trying to be a stunt double for Jake?
I actually just figured he was coming out of the closet because he hasn't seen this movie.
Right
Yeah,
after
he wants to watch
Beard
the
did Line of
remake,
Snow
so-
White.
You must be new here because it's famously known that I have not seen anything. I'm the guy that people make fun of because everybody else has seen things and I haven't.
Oh, I know. We've had you on Star Trek Engage.
Hey, I've seen Star Trek.
So, yeah, you have like all the movies?
Yes, and episodes.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
I have not. So
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
I've seen most of the movies.
now back to another Hollywood travesty.
Yeah, so they decided to remake this movie.
Uh.
It's been almost, I don't know, what was that, 1980? So it's got to be a good over 30 years here that
It was
that movie came out.
89 it came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say 87. Yeah, no, I was 3.5 when it came out in 89.
How many of you have seen this trailer?
I've
I've
seen
not
the
seen this
first
one.
10
Okay.
seconds of it or so.
No.
I'm gonna
It's
play a
10
little. I'm gonna
seconds.
play it and pause it, play it and pause it, but and then we'll just kind of give our points across as we go through it. So
Before we start, do you have insurance? What? Your coverage good? Like you have dental? Oh, haha. Is there a hospital nearby? Is it like too far?
It's about like 25 minutes, I'd say.
I'm gonna give it a pass. I do like Jake Gyllenhaal in this trailer. I think it's really fun watching him. Other than this is like the fourth film I feel like that he's done that's like this. Just because he's done like a couple of like boxer UFC films, and that's what he is in this film. You'll see.
Well,
yeah, he's
yeah,
a
what was
UFC
that one?
fighter.
Yeah,
I think
know
Jake
he was in
Gyllenhaal is
Fight
actually
movie.
is really good. I haven't seen this though.
But I'm just saying he's done it seems a little. Once I saw that kind of come up, it seems a little typecast for him.
So you think he like
Yeah, but the
like
UFC
bulked up
movie
for
that you
one
were-
role and just kind of stuck with it and ran with it?
No, the UFC role that you're thinking of is this movie.
Oh, is it?
No, there's another. Because didn't he do one with Christian Bale?
I don't recall.
Was he a
Something like
boxer or was he a UFC fighter? He was.
Yeah, it was
one or
one of
the
those
other.
two.
I know he like fights for real. I know.
But I'm
that
like,
for
and
sure.
I know he's done one other boxing film too. So
The last
Okay.
thing I watched him in was The Covenant, which was he was in the military and he was rescued by someone that he was trying to extract out of the Middle
He's
East.
done
and that
a
was
lot
really
of.
good
He's done a.
movie.
Yeah, he did Jarhead.
ever-
He was in that movie.
Yeah, he was.
in Jarhead, that's right.
Did you guys ever see
movie
that movie where he was supposed to be like sent, I guess,
Oh,
back
on the
in time
train.
because he was
Train.
a vegetable or something like that?
Not talking about
No,
Donnie Darko, are you?
no.
No.
It's what-
It was he was sent back to try to figure out what blew up a train.
Oh, that
He
was
Yeah.
stuck in a
Source
loop.
Code.
And
That
he
was
fell
Source
in love
Code.
with the girl or something like that, and he kept trying to actually prevent it from happening. But yeah, that's the last movie I think I saw him in.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Source Code.
he was in
Creepy
Southpaw as
girl.
well.
It was Source Code?
Source
South-
Code. Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And one of my favorite movies,
It was
October
with
Sky.
Michelle. That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
movie.
Oh, October Sky's incredible.
Now, this is pretty
I
cool.
love how he's slapping him and not punching him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll admit I find that funny. It's not only a punch to the face; it's disrespect. I got it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to like rough up their faces, right? He just wants to kind of.
I'm
Tell
very
them
much
that-
enjoying the very diverse cast of everybody
It's in the
other
40
than Jake
keys,
Gyllenhaal.
so. here's the UFC scene.
I mean, he's definitely put in work to be in shape to look like a UFC fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I believe he's a little bit of a
Man, you got shredded.
method actor.
Out in the Florida Keys.
So the
I would
one
bel-
thing
I
they
would buy that.
changed from the original that you notice from the trailer right away is the owner. The owner was male.
Yes.
In the first movie. The female love interest, I think, is the nurse. I'm assuming.
I was gonna say I saw her in something recently, and I can't think at the moment of what she was in. All I have to say is, so far the owner and the whether it's the people working at the bar or the clientele don't look really all that tough.
No, I mean that makes sense, right? They want him to be.
Is this diverse woman the bar owner now?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
even like the two spectators who are like, oh, it's like they kind of look frumpy and fat, like they would record for TikTok.
Tell us how you really feel, Ryan.
Well, I get in trouble sometimes because I do.
I think the bar owner was in Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore.
Good money. Judging by your
Ugh.
car, you need that shit.
Well, I like my car.
There's
Think
this
about it.
there's this jacked up car that that's from the first movie too. It's the
It is, yeah. No, it's definitely from the first movie because he puts his actual Mercedes in storage, and then
Yeah.
he takes cash and he's like, it's like $5,000, $1,500, something like that. It's and he's like, I'll take whatever you got. I'm like,
You're gonna laugh, but I love that scene because it's got that it's got the guy who's outside the car storage with that really deep
mhm.
voice, and he's the guy from Weird Science. He goes, "In the family jewels."
yeah, yeah.
Rick, we
No,
should,
I think that's
we
actually
should,
awesome.
We should review this original movie.
We should. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
You are welcome.
I know who you are. Elwood Dalton. Big fan, man.
That guy's got a knife under his shirt. You just take a big step back and pop him in the face.
That's
You can do it.
that's awful advice. When somebody's coming at you with a knife, is just step back.
That's all nice and shit. Like
It worked, though.
But then
In
he
a
beats the living shit out of
movie.
you. Ah! Really interesting guy overall.
That's what Ryan does.
So
He wants to build some bullshit resort for a bunch
It's
of
true.
rich assholes.
how many okay, yeah, I haven't seen the original, but how many one-liner comedy Disney Marvel-esque humor things do you think they're going to sprinkle throughout this film? Because it kind of feels like it from some of the clips in the trailer.
In the
Probably every
original,
5
in the
minutes.
original, Patrick Swayze's pretty. He's pretty witty, so like
Okay.
he'll say things like what Jake said there in this trailer, or he'll teach the other bartenders or the other bouncers how to fight, and he just sits back and watches until it gets too overwhelming where he has to step in.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
doesn't. He's not always he doesn't want to be the aggressor. He wants the drunken Patreon at the bar to be the aggressor, so that way he can say it's like self-defense, and he can say,
Oh
I
yeah,
was
that's
taking him
just
down."
legally smart.
So
Mhm.
now I remember where I know her from. The love interest. She was Ura in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and she was Ratcatcher 2 in the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Guardians.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong
Yeah.
character.
In Guardians 2? Who's that?
She was Ura.
I don't know who that is.
I don't recognize her from that, but I do recognize her from
Yeah, she was
and,
good at Suicide Squad.
She was, yeah.
She's
She was.
basically the best character. Like, actually interesting.
Well, but yeah, this right here where he's sitting here giving advice, this happens in the original movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does, yes.
And he basically teaches everyone to be a little better at bar
I
fighting.
mean, I'm not gonna beat the knife thing up because that's
Right.
stupid.
And this is the scene where everyone's kind of like, "Whoa!" It's his first like movie, right?
Yeah.
So
Hey, fellas. Looks like you're having a smash.
that's how Ryan comes into work.
Yeah.
Don't let no one get this close.
But So for Ryan, with getting that close, it usually means a kiss. Sorry.
Yeah,
It does.
The
Even
rest of the
with men.
trailer shows kind of explosions. There are some explosions and like car chases. in the
That part was
original.
pretty good. She's like, "You know him? No, I just broke his arm."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
Now-
happy they didn't go the route of some of the posters that we went over earlier. But
It does
this
seem
is the poster
though
for Roadhouse.
like, are they gonna make him Dalton's son though? Because like that's his name, and even to like the last name you hear it.
I don't know. I mean, that's what they kind of did with Maverick, right? They did a little spin
Yeah.
on Goose. It could very well be. I know that there is some one of the I think the producer or the creator of this movie is very upset that Amazon Prime has the movie and won't release it in theaters. So it will not be released in theaters. It will be Prime only.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was wasn't he basically told like trust us? We know the value of cinema. We're going to put this in the theaters for a little while, and then they basically gave him two big middle fingers. Said, "Nah."
Yeah, so he's actually boycotting the premiere.
Yeah, I was about to say, not according to Rings of Power.
Yeah, he's actually boycotting the premiere of that. So,
I just sent it to you in our Twitter chat that there's actually some fan art already for this film. I don't know if you would like to share that.
I will be right back.
He's
He's a real big fan of that fan art.
Where'd you share it at?
It's in our Weekend Harder chat on Twitter.
Okay.
Now, I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anybody who's playing the Sam Elliott character, nor is there a blind musician in this film.
Yeah. Oh, I saw you post this one. That's funny. Hold on. Let me show this. Yeah, that's the other confusion. A lot of people, especially in the YouTube world right now, are saying the lady who owns the bar is the Sam Elliott character, and it's not. That's the owner of the bar. Sam Elliott was his friend that comes in later in the movie to help him.
Is that the Gord King that posted that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gord King did that. Yeah, that was
that fits. That fits.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah. But I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I hope it does well for him. I'm kind of interested in the movie. I'm not going to hate it until maybe I watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's potential there because I mean, we've all said it, but yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal usually does a pretty good job with what he's got. As long as they're not giving him terrible direction and terrible dialogue, then he can make a good film out of it. Now, if Colin McGregor kind of fits into that role, not everybody can transition from fighting into acting and do it well just because you have the physicality. So as long as he can do that without kind of pulling you out of the story.
Is that who that guy was?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I think, I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal's a really good actor. So there's definitely, potential for it to be good. I think kind of the other thing that's going to probably make or break the film is Conor McGregor and how well he does with the acting. I mean, it looks like he's getting the chance to play somebody very over the top. So hopefully,
and who knows? Maybe Sam
out
Elliott
good.
character will be a surprise. Maybe it will be someone we like. Who knows? It can't be Patrick Swayze. So.
I didn't see anything that threw up major red flags, so I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, it doesn't look weird. I know there's quite a few some people out there doing the whole, oh my god, I'm gonna automatically hate this movie, but give it a chance. I think it might be okay. Now there is already a deleted scene of this movie.
Oh, for that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is, right here.
What
my mom hated any time we were watching that film.
What the heck did I just watch?
Do you not know the Garbage Pail Kids?
I have no idea what that was.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Garbage Pail Kids were a spoof of the Cabbage Patch Kids, but the Garbage Pail Kids were like
yes, they were
in disgusting, grotesque things.
What I'm hearing now is we need to review Garbage Pail Kids and have Neo on.
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, I was really quick going to say another good version of Roadhouse is if you watch Parks and Rec when Andy gives his reenactment of the film. If he's like, he's like, I used to F guys like you in prison, and then he throat punches him and rips his his throat out. He's like, you die instantly because you can't eat.
Andy
I have to
Dwyer
be
was
honest,
a
I
gift.
never really got into Parks and Rec. I'm gonna be honest.
It
I
took
really
me a
didn't.
while
First season
too.
is rough. First
Yeah.
season is rough.
Because I was a big fan
First
of The
season and a
Office.
half, I would say. Once you get through
Yeah.
that, it's a really great series.
I was a big
Well-
fan of The Office, and I watched like the first season of Parks and Rec, and I was like, I'm not feeling this. But then once I got past it, I fell in love with that show too.
Yeah, you got to get past Mark Brandanowitz. Once you get past that, and especially when Chris Pratt starts taking a bigger role, everything just works.
See,
Well-
I was never a massive fan of the one camera sitcoms. It was usually something that
They kind of get rid of that. They started off to be like The Office, and then they kind of get into their own groove. They kind of
okay.
Yeah.
I might have to give it a chance. I mean, you know,
I
I'm only
recommend
getting
it.
older.
We know. You told us that already. Well, before we get to our next topic, which is our game news with Beard of Liberty, we
Absolutely,
have a
yeah.
word from our sponsor.
Big fan of Ryan's fanny pack.
There's two of you, Ryan, because it's about number 2.
Mm-hmm.
When you first saw that, you answered, you're like, why is there 2 of me?
Well, okay, so I look, I kind of played it off, right? So they actually had to film it twice. I had separate outfits, you know, one had a hat, the other one had a fan, you know. And so anyway, long story short, everybody poops, and a healthy bowel movement is always important, kids.
That's right.
Remember that.
I mean, and I know it's not official, but we can all admit that this is the spiritual successor to prune candy.
Yeah, it is. Oh, you want me to
Well,
play
yeah,
that?
yeah.
It just
no,
makes
actually-
sense, right? It just makes sense.
Prune candy.
I would
One
actually
thing
just real
leads
quick
to
like
the
to say
other.
that was my first endorsement, prune candy. So shout out to them.
No,
Seriously.
very nice.
We
very
watched
nice.
that movie the other night, and Mrs. R2's like, it's weird not seeing Ryan say that. When that part came up.
Wait, what movie? What's that from?
Ricky
Oh,
Bobby.
Naked Nights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't even remember that. I need to watch that movie again.
It's like right before he's like Walmart wants to give you the Jack Hawk 9000. He pulls out a knife that big.
All right. Well, we
Yep.
got some gaming news from Beard. Do you want to talk about Halo first, or
Well, Halo is kind of a hybrid, so let's get the just regular gaming stuff out of the way first.
what'd you say,
Yeah.
Ryan? What were you saying?
I was gonna say that you spelled game news wrong for beard,
Oh.
but you know.
What do you, okay. What do you want to talk about now, Beard? This is your show. This is your segment.
Oh Lord, I didn't realize that it was going to be this much on my shoulders when you suggested this. Let's do the Palworld thing first, because Halo is kind of like a crossover between gaming and media. Because you know, last time we did, or I guess the first time we did the gaming news, it was this feel-good story about the kid with playing Tetris and getting to an actual kill screen and everything surrounding that. And it was fantastic. Now we're going to swing the other direction and dip into the dark side of the internet, where everybody's angry at everybody and nobody wants to listen to any actual arguments. So, yeah.
So what's
I'm
going
pretty
on
su-
here with Pokemon and this new game called was it
Palworld?
Palworld, yeah.
I'm pretty sure most people who follow gaming are familiar with it. I don't follow gaming as close as I used to, and I'm relatively familiar with it.
Ryan's raising his hand.
Palworld is basically.
I'm familiar with it.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like if you took Pokemon, put it into like Ark Survival, Evolved, or Minecraft. You've got crafting mechanics and survival mechanics and all this other stuff, and instead of this like monster battle, you kind of, as I understand it, just walk up to a creature and start pummeling it in the face until they pass out, and basically you enslave them and make them work for you. It's pretty brutal from what I understand, and the controversy is coming in with there's a lot of different things here. There's character designs that are very closely kind of related to Pokemon designs, but maybe different enough that people could argue influence or just something similar. There are character designs, and this was new to me that I discovered on Monday. Somebody showed it to me, where models from Palworld are basically just kind of like Pokemon models that are made a slightly bigger in their 3D editing program and add a couple little things on it. And otherwise, it's the exact same creature. And then there's straight up stolen assets from other games, such as like Breath of the Wild and such like that.
Okay.
So Pokemon is kind of going into it. This was from a couple days ago, where they're actually going to investigate it. Now, will that make any difference? Personally, I kind of doubt it because it's a Chinese company, and Chinese companies rarely care about stealing other people's IPs. And if you catch them doing it, they say, whatever, you can't sue us here over it. So
Well,
that's kind of the dust up.
Well, Pokemon is actually falls under Nintendo. It's a Japanese company.
Yes.
So it actually holds a lot of weight, unfortunately. Now, I don't look. I haven't played Palworld. I know everybody's going nuts right now about it.
So it's a Chinese game, is what you're saying?
Palworld is a Chinese company, yes.
So
Okay.
so Palworld is a Chinese company ripping out. Okay, so
yeah, and they do have,
well,
and
that
it
makes
was shown
sense.
to me because I didn't know it at first. I thought it was just influence stuff because that's what I was seeing online.
Okay.
But then somebody on Words of Paradise Leon's stream on Monday, somebody actually brought in video of the actual character models and showed them side by side, and there are some straight up ripoffs. I mean,
Okay.
it is straight lifting it out of a game and putting it into another one.
Okay, yeah, my bad, dude. I actually thought you were kind of flipping them. I didn't know that Palworld was a Chinese company. That makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's a hot game. I mean, look at what being streamed on YouTube.
From what I understand,
friends that are
it's really
playing this.
fun. And there are people who acknowledge that it is completely stolen in like assets, but it's really fun. And then you've got this other crowd that says that this is all we wanted from Pokemon, and then the other crowd that says this is not what we wanted. Well, once you
So what's
start
the
looking
difference between this and like Fortnite? Because Fortnite has tons of like skins of like other IPs.
Well, Fortnite actually
Here you go.
actually
Here's some
gets the
pictures of some of the animals
license
here.
for said skins. So like when you could play Thanos with the Infinity
Wow.
Gauntlet, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
thing that that Disney and Marvel Studios licensed to them.
This does
And
look like
Fortnite's a battle royale
Zelda.
game.
This does look like Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, and I have friends that play. Oh wow.
It's a great
And-
pause moment.
Look, I think a lot of the argument online, at least from what I've seen, anybody else can chime in if they've seen anything else different, is people are saying, how dare you steal these things? And other people saying, how dare you not innovate your product? And basically, everybody's dug themselves so far into a trench that nobody's meeting in the middle and trying to figure out what the best opportunity is. And me personally, it's in the name, Beard of Liberty. It's, it's kind of like free market stuff. Let it play out. The cream rise to the top, that sort of thing.
Well,
Right.
it's not like that. This world hasn't dug ourselves into several trenches and just like we won't budge.
It's true.
I can see the similarities between Zelda and Pokemon in this one shot right here. Again, I've not played this. I'm not
Well, even
saying
like,
that
even
it's
like the landscape looks like it.
well, that's hold on, go back. That is a Fortnite thing right there.
Yeah,
Like,
That's what I was going to say. That's Fortnite.
Yeah.
that's a Fortnite thing. I played Fortnite. That's a Fortnite thing. So it kind of seems like they're
Just kind of copying everybody.
borrowing from a lot of games to maybe institute one game.
Yeah, maybe. Bro, but you do a lot of reviews of classic games. Do you ever see this before in games where people like selectively take?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole market of like knockoffs, and like it's not like Nintendo has the monopoly on monster catching games. Like a lot of people point out, there were monster catching games before Pokemon. Like I think the one I'm hearing a lot lately is one of the Dragon Quest games, because I've never played any Dragon Quest, but apparently you can catch monsters in that too. One thing that I've been thinking is because, with all the kerfuffle about people like being mad at this company for ripping off Nintendo and stuff, and like they should sue this company or whatever. I don't even know how that would work, being, Nintendo is Japanese and this company is
international Chinese. It'd be a cease and desist at best.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is like, this game was announced 2 years ago. If they were going to do something, I think they would have done it by now. They didn't need to wait for it to come out to see like, hey, this is like a ripoff of Pokemon. You would know that from the announcement trailer from 2 years ago.
Well, Nintendo is always late to the party, right? Even though they innovate games like it's going out of style. Like, look at the Switch. The Switch is probably the hottest thing since the PlayStation 4, and it's not even close. The Switch is hotter than the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X or whatever crap that is. So the thing is that Nintendo is always late to the game. What? Who's laughing? JT, I see you laughing.
Whenever you say the word crap into something, it just makes me think of your.
But
I do
Nintendo's
agree
always
with you
going
that
to
they're
Nintendo.
late. Yeah.
Nintendo's always going to be Nintendo, right?
They march to the beat of their own drum.
The thing is, though, is that when
do.
Pokemon was popular, Digimon was popular. Pokemon was much more popular.
But Nintendo and Sega have always been fighting, so I mean, they always kind of.
Well, until Sega wasn't a hardware manufacturer anymore.
Well, Sega and Nintendo are both part of Japanese companies. It just was until they made Sega America that had to battle with.
Well, you were saying that Nintendo always kind of falls behind. They were kind of behind Sega, so.
Well, no, they weren't, because
not according to this guy.
You're the first serious gamer I've seen all morning. Check this out. Brand new 16-bit Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. Wow! Oh, what's this one? Oh, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog from.
Don't you miss these commercials, R2?
I do. Well, I'm not R2, but I do.
Hey, look at these radical colors, huh?
Look at the Sega Genesis. Look at the price of the Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah.
It makes me think of, right, because that was the thing. It was bits back in the day. It was all about how many bits. And I
8
remember
bits, 16 bits. Yeah.
I remember it was either Costco or it was a Sam's Club we went to, and I wanted to get, it was Spider-Man and the X-Men for Super Nintendo that had came out. I had been dying to play that game. It wasn't the greatest game, but I wanted to play it. They had it there. My dad's like, hey, I'd like to buy this game. And the guy the clerk was like, did you know Super Nintendo is not 16 bits? There's this whole scandal going on right now. And my dad's like, okay. And he's like, yeah, but did you hear about it? He's like, no. And he's like, well, don't you think that's crazy? My dad's like, can I buy the game? I don't care. I'm buying it for my kid. My kid wants to play it.
Yeah.
That's great news. Can I just buy this damn game?
Yep.
I thought my dad was gonna punch this guy.
Super Nintendo is 16-bit. I'm curious on what the heck he was.
I remember hearing that a lot though. Growing up, there was always some controversy, and I think a lot of it was the war between Sega and Nintendo, that they were trying to make the other look bad.
Yeah, like Super NES. Then you had the Sega Genesis, where you had like the connector that would make it 32-bit.
Oh, the Sega 32X.
Yeah, so if you didn't have that, then you were like not cool. And then you had to get the Sega CD, and then you had to get the Game Genie, and then you had to get other stuff.
Tower.
Your console was like,
yeah.
Well, that it's kind of funny. Like that was a big shit show too for Sega, because Sega America and Sega Japan were two very different companies. And
they were constantly at odds. There's a documentary.
Sega of America was very much strong armed by Sega of Japan was very limited on what they could do. And to try. They were dying for a new system to release something in the US, and they said no, but you can come up with stuff for the Genesis, and that's where the 32X and the Sega CD came out, all while Japan was working on Sega Saturn, and they were essentially competing against each other.
Yeah.
And then we got the Sega Saturn, and that was a fart in the wind. Even though I liked the Sega Saturn, it was a fart in the wind.
A lot of people did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Ryan
realize
likes farts.
until we were talking about it on the stream, but I didn't realize how much earlier the Genesis came out before the SNES. I thought they came out like really close to each other, and the Genesis was out for like 2 or 3 years before the SNES was.
The Sega Genesis was actually a response to the NES.
Mm-hmm.
The popularity of the NES, and the Sega Genesis even had a hard time competing against the original Nintendo system.
There were 2 versions of the Sega. There was like that big one that was kind of like wide, right? It had the red button, and then it went down to the more portrait.
That was a later model. Just as they released them, it was to make them cheaper, and they had less features. You had Nintendo, you had the Famicom, and then Sega came out with the Master System. That was their version of it. It was not a big hit in the US, but
one of our past guests, Jock Nerdy, he did. I don't know if he still has it up on his Rumble channel, but had a really great Sega history collection of videos that you can go watch.
Really great videos.
And so the Genesis did come out before the Super Famicom, but no, they were within a year of each other.
Mm-hmm.
One was 89, so it was the Mega Drive, except for here in the US, it was the Genesis. But
if you hear my dog, she's snoring.
Yeah,
you hear?
That's what it is, dude.
But yeah, those smaller versions of the systems were always those were later production ones where they were essentially minimizing what was there inside. And the Genesis went through 3. There was a Genesis 2, and a Genesis 3. It was just like with the NES. There was the original NES, and then they came out with that top loader one and had the dog bone controller. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it's good marketing too, to try to resell to not only new people, but people who have already got one.
Oh yeah.
Well, also the massive problem is that Sega didn't have a massive hit until Sonic the Hedgehog, right? They were scraping the barrel looking for something to compete with Mario.
Yeah,
because it was Mario, it was Mario.
So do you think Pokemon has any grounds for suing this other game? We're gonna circle back to that.
Do I think they have any grounds to sue? No, I don't, because I think it's literally NES versus Sega Genesis again. Sonic the Hedgehog. Look, you can bat it around any way you want. It was a basic ripoff of Mario, right? It was a side scroller. The only thing they could do at the time. Mario. The thing is, though, is that it was this protagonist against massively battling against things. You collect coins or rings. It was a ripoff. Look,
there you go, Ryan. This circles back to your movie poster.
Makes a great point.
Genesis was better because the Mortal Kombat games had blood.
Look, I'm not disputing. Well, the SNES, Super Nintendo, actually had blood. But yes, Sega was first for the blood.
So we have some trendy news, and R2's telling me to switch topics because we have some trendy breaking news.
Oh, I just was pointing out this was trending. If it was,
it's trending.
Dude, I don't want to see your balls.
Sorry, this video is circling the web.
You tricked me once with this trending news, and then you showed your balls.
This video is circling.
Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
Hold on. Man, everywhere Ryan goes, he is like Rodney Dangerfield. No respect whatsoever.
Hold on.
Sorry, that is not what I was talking about.
Hold on. I have 2 questions. The 2 faces that you make in that trailer, in that edit, R2, are you actually making those faces?
I did. Those are from photos.
Oh,
I
good
did see
lord!
this
And
earlier
you
today.
talk bad about the fact that I clipped your worst face for the FNR.
Hey, sometimes my kid, he's like, Dad, let's make funny faces in the camera, and that's what we do.
You know what, Beard? Let's have you on Friday Night's Royal Rumble this Friday as a guest, and we'll show you what real faces are two makes.
I'm down.
Is that a threat?
Is that a threat?
It's okay.
Or is it a promise?
We all love everyone.
I love you. You love me.
Stop. Please
I
stop.
did see this news earlier today.
Yeah, so this is coming through the Marvel pipelines. John David Washington. I don't know if you know who this is. I've seen
Denzel's
him
kid.
Yeah, and I've seen him in
He was in Tenet.
the TV show Ballers. He was really good in that show. He was actually really good in that show.
Mm-hmm.
He played a wide receiver for the Dolphins. He was reportedly considered the role of Kang because you know the whole kerfunkle about the other guy that.
Yeah, I just let Kang go.
But I mean, this is something similar, right? They've done this before, Marvel, where they don't really want to kill off a character; they just switch them out. They've done this with Hulk. They've done this with Rhodey. So it's like they've done this before.
Not Black Panther though.
Well, they did it early for James Rhodes, and they did it early for Bruce Banner. But this is damage
early.
But at the same time, though, I mean, the Jonathan Majors as Kang.
Jonathan Majors, that's right.
We never really saw him truly as Kang. I feel like though too, where not like Thanos.
Well, they actually compared him. They compared him in Quantumania to actually being a Thanos level threat.
Yeah,
and then of course they moved on to another.
I want Melvin's casting. Yeah, there you go. What do you mean, you people?
What is
So
going on?
that's what he would. So that's what.
Never go full retard. All right. What do you mean, you people?
That's what he was talking about whenever he alluded that he might come back to the Marvel. It wasn't Iron Man. It was that.
Dude,
role.
I would fully support that. I would watch the snot out of that. What do you mean,
Well,
you
some people do. They say not
Oh,
bad at all.
Well, there was rumors about they're like, hey, I can be Black Panther.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys are racist, by the way.
seen some people are appreciative of this. So this guy says move on.
If that ends up being true, I think that's a pretty good recast.
I'm okay. So let me say this, right? You know, because obviously all of us are very. We cover this. If they want to actually kind of like bookend this, for Kang Dynasty or whatever, and then shift Secret Wars, I'd be actually good with that.
Hey, Animaniacs, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Still waiting on Daisy to grow a pair of balls and race swap Tarzan.
Never gonna happen.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with recasting, if they do it well, or if the James Rhodes was a kind of tongue-in-cheek thing where he walks up and Tony Stark says, "I didn't expect to see you here." He goes, "Oh, I'm here now. Let's just move on." It's like, okay, I appreciate that. This little meta thing is kind of funny, and we just went on with it.
I gotta be
so
honest.
I think they could recast.
Too.
I think they could
I like
recast
Terrence
him. I
Howard
just
better.
don't think that they're going to do well moving forward with more multiverse Kang stuff. It would have been a lot better for them to just kind of scrap things and just bring it back, well, for lack of a better word, down to earth and like do Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to be in the Fantastic Four movie. So
Well, the thing is, though, is that there's no official date for that until like 2026 or something like that. Like, and we'll probably all be dead by the way, because of
2 years
Russia or
from
whatever.
Oh, because of Russia? Okay.
Yeah. So
maybe.
no, it's a joke. But anyway, the thing is, they put all their eggs in this basket, right? Of Kang being this next level threat. Galactus would have been a better threat as a multiverse villain, or even actually, take it back down to a surface level threats. Excuse me. Human level threat in Doctor Doom.
Yeah, can we just stop with the space alien coming and attacking our world? Can we just get like a down to earth, like evil, like I'm talking Kingpin type of level, like where the whole world's like not going to like.
You might watch Echo.
Just put a
by the way,
pause on
other
it.
than me.
Like a Lex Luthor, like that dude could literally do some damage, and he's not some alien from some other world. Why can't we just get some basic
Dr.
villain?
Doom is, though. I mean, he's Marvel's Lex Luthor.
Yes, he is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think part of the thing that Disney is doing now, which is the same mistake that they kind of did previously before they had Disney Plus, is they relegated their street level heroes and villains to a totally different service and just barely tied them into the films. Like they would be like a TV mention in Daredevil as something happening,
right?
And so they're putting all their interesting kind of street level stuff over here at this side, and then they're sticking with all the galactic and reality threats over here.
Got a perfect next villain. Instead of a space, let's do a U.S. president who constantly keeps getting away with treason. Oh, wait a minute. I like this.
Oh, funnily, you mentioned that, Animaniacs. I live in Texas.
You know what he gets?
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually thought they did that
in
Wonder Woman 1984. They already showed.
Did.
Oh, yeah, they did.
What up?
Yeah, we have a clip of that right now, actually.
I love it when Gollum calls me that. It's not my really favorite pet name, but it's not terrible.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Gal Gadot. I'm like going, she's kind of my precious too.
Yeah.
That was our president. That's what I was trying to answer.
Oh. My apologies.
You missed the joke.
I took it to
saying, no, he was too well spoken.
I took it to damn it.
Speaking of video games, speaking of terrible things in the world, and why would they do a second season? Halo Season 2. Now, Broba,
they're doing a Season 2 when there hasn't been a Season 1.
Now, Nerdy Neo, I'm sorry, I keep calling you Broba.
That's okay.
You'll always be Broba in my
I
heart.
answer to both.
You and I, we watched this. I think you watched it with myself and Alex on the Salty Nerd podcast at the kind of the same time. I think we both really kind of all hated this series as it went on.
Yes.
I did not like the ending. Did not like how he fell in love with the bad guy or bad lady. There was a lot of terrible acting. There was the CGI got really bad towards the end. It never got better.
They showed off.
Oh,
his
come
ass.
on! You can't tell me you didn't love Quan Ha.
He took his helmet off within 10 minutes of the first episode.
He did.
It was a very dramatic reveal.
Yeah, it was super dramatic.
Well,
also, his ass was super dramatic when it got revealed.
Yeah, besides 50% off on all cruises over at Norwegian, we're getting a second season.
Yay.
Release date, cast, and story. Everything we need to know here, this article. So, yeah, we are getting a second season. Supposed to come around in 2024, I believe.
Please come out against House of the Dragon season 2.
Here's
Please.
well, I think it did.
Rings of
Actually.
Power is lacking in that department. Please come out against House of the Dragon.
So no,
That's
so
great.
it's before. So it's actually coming up in.
Oh my goodness, that's on
Whoa, you serious?
Yeah.
week and a half.
Yeah, the first
February-
2 episodes drop on February 8th.
Now, what they did for the first
Fraggle
season was
Rock.
once the first episode was out for a week, they put it on YouTube. So everyone who didn't get a chance
It was doing so well.
Yeah, because you have to pay to watch this on Paramount, and so people who weren't paying for that, they got to. So
I know some people who swim out to dark waters. I'll send you guys the link.
well, you didn't have to do that because they released it free on YouTube.
Why would
within a
you
week.
want to for this?
So it's gonna have 8 episodes.
Oh my God.
It's gonna go from the 8th to the 21st. Here are some of your titles. If you
Yay,
So-
Reach is going to be in there.
Have for our guests, have either of you been following the news coming out from this?
Well, I watched the actual series, and yes, Animaniacs. The CGI was better about 15 years ago. Yeah. So the fact that literally episode 1 is called Sanctuary, episode 2 is called Sword. Really? Episode 4 is Reach. Like, just stop.
Maybe he's gonna show his staff in Soul.
I don't need to see his staff.
So-
we've already seen.
Neo, have you
big as
been
mine.
following any of the within the last week or so of like news coming out for the second season?
No.
Other than, well, two things. Other than I've heard that season 2, there's, just that there's going to be a season 2. I didn't realize it was going to be this soon. And I saw Pablo's post the other day about if you don't like it, then, or if you don't like the helmet being off, then you don't like our show. It's like, no, duh.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go over some of his comments too.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
The official Halo Season 2 synopsis is a massive step forward for the silver timeline. So all you Halo fans out there, does that mean anything to you? It's about
I
take
agree
place
with Animaniacs.
and teasing that John 117 may finally inch closer to one of the Halo array. So do you know what this means? Do you know if this is like getting actually into the games?
Yeah, so the if you played the games, Halo Reach, which was like the 4th one to come out, maybe
Yeah,
5th,
it was.
is actually the first one in the timeline, because the Fall of Reach takes place literally like right before the original Halo Combat Evolved starts. So it sounds like they're going to be covering that. And
Yeah, I
that'll
stopped
probably
playing
lead
at
to Halo.
game 2, so I didn't get to.
Yeah. So
You
it
never
was
played
Halo
Halo 3?
So it was Halo,
that's one
Halo
of the
2,
guys.
Halo Combat Evolved, then was Halo Reach.
Well, Beard's got a
And-
Halo 3 logo behind
Yeah,
him.
he's got his Halo 3
Yeah.
logo right behind him.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
much.
so
Reach is a pretty good game. So is though what happened after 3 with ODST.
I liked ODST a lot.
Was a really-
it's
ODST
really
was actually 5. So Reach was actually the one that I believe was the most well received after 3. Because
Halo 5?
no 4.
Okay. I was gonna say Halo
No,
5 is pretty widely hated.
Yeah, ODST was hated.
So it looks like they're kind of getting into the.
Oh, you're talking about the release order, not the numbered games. Okay.
Yeah, the release order. So
So,
it's also technically considered the numbered games is
Well,
the
because when you
release
say
order.
the 5th Halo game, most people are going to think Halo 5. The 5th one to release though was
No, the 5th
Reach.
one to release was Reach was
ODST.
4. Yeah, ODST was 5.
You're right.
I want to say though, I think
Nerds.
Animaniacs
Nerds.
really wants to see a live action version of. They got driving some kind of armored vehicle. Yeah, what does it look like? I don't know, like a big
It
cat or
looks
something.
like a puma.
So it looks like the four main characters are coming back. The 4 soldiers. I actually didn't mind the blonde. I think that she was the only one I really kind of liked in the first season.
I have to go back and rewatch it. It's been like 3 years.
I didn't mind
since
her.
that
She
crap
was
came
kinda-
out.
She was the one that like also took out the thing from the back of her neck so she can have feelings.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Was it Linda?
Yeah,
Assuming they even stuck with the same names as the characters from the
they
game.
are. So like and Cortana's still going to be that Jen Taylor. We've got quite a bit of other people here. So like, oh yeah, your favorite person here, Nerdy, is going to be in the show.
Everyone's favorite character, Quan Ha. I know Vader's a big fan of her as well.
I was just gonna say too, when Pablo made that comment about like if you don't like the helmet coming off, you're not gonna like the show.
It's like, no, really. Thanks,
It
Captain
gave me
Obvious.
like I'm like, oh, I didn't know he was auditioning to play. Gavin
Well, he
Houston.
did say some other comments, by the way. That wasn't the only thing he said.
I thought you were going to say you didn't know he was auditioning to play a dick because these
No,
losers.
he only
dude.
auditioned to play an ass.
Yeah, well,
Well, he did not like the fact that they made him a love interest between. I think it's Maki. I think her name.
Yeah, I'll
was.
give him a credit
I think-
for
is it
that. He
Maki?
said he argued against the sex scene. Now, whether that's true or not,
Yeah, I heard that
whatever.
as well, but I'll take that with a grain of salt.
He
yeah.
said he didn't like that. He said they fought against it and he lost. And then
What that quote there, that's Mackie or McKee or whatever.
Aeon.
That's the bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says this one's going to be more appropriate.
Covenant, because that makes total sense.
The other thing he said that they're shifting to be more appropriate for the franchise. So maybe they're listening.
They should have done that to begin with.
Yeah,
I'll take it with a grain of salt.
I was gonna say, like, I tried watching the first episode, and when it was like, oh, the Halo soldiers are, like bloodthirsty assholes that everybody hates, I'm like, this is lame. This doesn't feel at all like the video game.
Well, he said the new showrunner also is a more gifted writer and has better dialogue. So this thing has I think it's has like 5 showrunners. By the way,
let me just throw this out there because this was actually brought to my attention because I didn't watch season 1. I had no interest in it, and I followed other people who covered it, so I kind of got most of the bullet points. And I had no interest to follow information about season 2. That's kind of why I asked if anybody else had. And then Monday, love him or hate him, whether you like his takes or not, I was challenged by Lofty Pixels over some of the comments that had come out that I didn't know about.
Oh, Lofty Pixels.
Yeah, I get it. But he did kind of challenge
he's nothing
me.
but a contrarian, dude. Don't.
Yeah, good. No, but I appreciate somebody challenging my thoughts, especially since I hadn't done any looking into what had been said. And granted, this is a big if. There's what was the producer or whatever said, I don't want to say soft reboot, but there was intent to reset the state of the world. So if they bring in the people that they think have done a better job, big ifs, big ifs all around. If they brought in somebody they think is doing a better job with writing, if they brought in somebody they think they can handle visuals or whatever well, and if they are trying to kind of reset the tone of everything and kind of ignore what came from season 1, I might give season 2 a shot. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm going to stick with it, but I might give it a shot.
So Banquet says I'll just watch Forward Into Dawn on YouTube again.
Forward Unto Dawn, but yes.
I think that portrayal of Master Chief and Forward
Red and
Into
Blue
Dawn
was
is
fun.
one of the,
I like
one of
them.
the
They were
best.
fun. Red and Blue
versus Blue was hilarious.
Yeah, the first couple seasons of that was. So here's the trailer. We're gonna play it, and we're gonna see what all the fuss is about.
That's kind of blurry.
Well, hey, this isn't like high quality YouTube here, nerdy Neo.
Hey, we only have 2 hamsters to power all this, and one is asleep at the moment. So
I mean, yeah.
What you know what you get,
nerdy Neo?
You know what you get. You get.
Stupid fat hobbits.
Oh, you got both.
It took a while for the resolution to catch up. It was just those first few seconds that were really blurry.
Yeah. Watch out. He's kind of like Mark the Cyborg. He's all about the FPS.
Frame rate over resolution any day of the week. Yeah. And I was
guys,
that way even
60
before Mark
FPS
was
just
my
isn't
co-host.
cutting anymore. We've got to go about 480 FPS. Like, I'm sorry, sir. That doesn't exist in today's
Oh,
world.
look at this. We got a grade A suck up. Good to know. Good to know. Anyway.
You're just getting
what that means.
You're just getting the gauntlet. You're just getting the gauntlet. That's all it is. You know what you're also gonna get? You're gonna get this.
The tree touched me.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Tom's not even here.
The tree did not ask for. He didn't have to be here. The tree just exists everywhere.
It's true. It doesn't. But I played it every time Tom comes on because the tree did touch him.
All right, here's the doc. I think he's from the first one. I think it's the doctor from the first.
This is actually my first time seeing this because
it's my first time also.
Either.
It keeps pausing on me when I switch off screens. That's crazy.
Well, don't do that.
Okay.
Know that I am the instrument of your existence.
Ooh, what's this? What's in the clouds?
Okay, hold on real quick. I'm gonna say this. The CGI is looking much more on point. I'll admit that.
Yeah, but the
Like-
first trailer of the first season also looked really good.
No,
Well-
I had a lot of doubts on that first trailer. This
CGI
one looks
quality-
much better.
CGI quality aside, let me just say that the season 1 trailer, I had zero interest whatsoever.
Agreed.
This is already kind of making me think like, all right.
It feels
we're
like
only a few
tonal
seconds
shift, yeah.
in, but it feels like Halo way more than anything I ever saw in season 1.
Agreed. No, I'm not going to say it's going to be incredible, but
No.
it feels like a tone shift.
The
And that's
bar is
important.
low.
Yeah, when your bar is that low, you don't have to do much to make it better.
The bar
Right.
is so low that like I could trip over it as a stair.
Yeah, it's a tripping hazard. Somebody get some orange cones.
There's the helmet.
He does look good.
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay.
Oh, that is drastically better. Because that also puts our titular character, the hero of the story, against unsurmountable odds, which he always ends up beating.
Yeah.
It's kind of
think I
what
remember that
Halo
from the game.
is about, right?
Mhm.
You know, most.
Well, I'm just curious because in the first season, if you haven't seen it, I'll spoil it, but he died.
Yeah.
And then
that's right.
Cortana made him he's like a walking zombie.
Yeah,
So
no, I
how
know
are
what
they-
happened, dude. Please
Like
don't remind me.
assumed control of his body.
How are they gonna fix that? You know,
Also, the plasma blast looked good.
Look at your face.
I mean, he looks pretty good as a zombie. I mean,
I don't think he's.
I mean,
think-
they're just going to have to gloss over the ending of season 1
well,
and just
also,
not acknowledge
also,
it.
hold on real quick. Let me pause slightly. Like, he's actually good for the role, right? He's a large man. He is 6'7", and with the boots, he's like almost
that
7
big?
foot. He really is in real life.
what did you say?
I
Again? You said he was a large man.
That's what she said.
I knew that was going to happen. JT's
I did
got
not
radar.
realize
He
he was-
locks in on these things.
It's because
I
JT
didn't realize
likes large
Pablo
men.
was that tall.
Yeah,
Yeah, he really is.
I
Yeah,
didn't think he was
he's-
that tall. I
he's
thought
like
he was
6'7".
6'5".
No, he's 6'7". He's a
And I agree. I think he's good for the part, but like the helmet thing, I hate that too. Like I wish it's like go ahead, do it, but then like film everybody from the back. Like that would
Yeah.
be,
yeah.
you know, like leave that mystery to
I
it.
mean, we
but-
know it works, right? Because if you do it well, like Judge Dredd, the recent one,
Mandalorian.
Right.
Well, Mandalorian.
Pedro
took his-
Pascal didn't even have to be in the suit most of the time. He just did
Yeah, but
voiceover
the
work.
end of the first season, he took his helmet off. Just
Well,
so he
yeah.
could show off his
Yeah,
face.
that was the end of the first season though, and he actually didn't take his helmet off, right? It was Cara Dune that took the helmet off, right?
No, it was IG-11 took it
Yeah,
off.
it was the droid.
Oh, okay.
That
Well,
was the only
okay,
reason
so
why, but still,
But
you
every
didn't
time
have
he
Judge
took
Dredd
it
take
is-
the helmet off.
The
it
one
is
that I
a
always
loophole that I actually was okay with, right? Because he didn't willingly do it. It was done for him because he was dying.
don't
well,
take off
and
the helmet.
plus, in that lore, no person could see him with his helmet off. And IG said, "I'm not a person." That was the
And
justification.
also at the
given.
same time, it's not like we saw Pedro Pascal's ass.
But after that,
Yeah,
saying.
Master Cheeks.
But then
I don't need Master Cheeks.
We started to see him take his helmet off more in the second season, so it was more
Master
like,
Cheeks.
instead of
Yeah.
treating it as like a loophole, it was really an excuse to just. Well, now that they've seen it, we can show them more.
Yeah.
The argument
Well,
that I
yeah.
always make for that is you wouldn't even know who it was unless you watch the credits, but Hugo Weaving is V in V for Vendetta.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Not make a stand.
Well, here we go. Here's some fighting scenes.
Why does he not have any armor on?
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
I mean, if we want to go deep enough into the lore, when you get into the books, the Spartans did a lot of missions before they ever got their armor.
Yeah,
Because they
yes.
were originally trained to
That
go
looks
against
so much better.
insurrectionists.
Hold on, go back. That looks so much better.
Yeah, this was this right here.
No, so actually, I want to replay this. Not that part. This looks so much better because, again, he looks like a savior. He looks like the machine he looks like the hero he's supposed to be, because look at the troop on the ground, her face. She is in awe of him. That looks like what Master Chief is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in the games, and it's like in Halo 2 when you show up just before the Scarab battle, and some random soldier says, "I didn't know they'd send a Spartan," and you hear like the troops whispering as you walk through the hallway.
Yeah, they're even scared of the Spartans.
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna say,
that looks incredible.
I did not get very far into the series. I watched an episode and a half and I was done. But are the aliens, are like they afraid of the Spartans?
No,
because that's
The
kind of like
grunts
the other
kind of.
Actually, no.
Nah, I
Actually, they
wouldn't
are. Yeah, they actually.
I mean,
They're actually.
grunts are. They're scared of
They're,
everything.
they're
Yeah.
afraid of Master Chief.
they're
The
not
demons.
afraid of the
They're
other.
the Spartans are a level of combatant. However, Master Chief is next level.
Yeah, he's like
he,
he's like the
he's
superstar.
something that is to be feared and revered, and you are to end him immediately. Gather everybody you can from the Covenant and take him out, because if you don't, he will slaughter you all.
I was gonna say, wasn't George from Reach? Wasn't he like from the
He
same
was a
group?
Spartan. He was
But
a
the
Spartan
same.
too.
Yeah.
He
In
was the
Reach,
same
all the
group
others are
as-
Spartan 3s.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was the same group as Master Chief.
Yes.
because
But
he was
there-
massively big too. But I was just gonna say, like, that was like the other thing when you played those games, like, because it's like as intimidating as the enemies were, it was always so funny to hear the fear that they had for you.
Yes.
Like they were more scared of you than you were of them.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I think they showed it a little bit.
I'm saying this because of me, because of something I did.
Ooh, he looks like an assassin.
Something you can't see,
Hmm.
but you feel it.
It's kind of fitting, right?
See, I'm gonna have to if. Okay, I probably will watch this, and especially if they're going to delve into the Reach story, which the only reason Chief was on Reach was he was in stasis.
Yep.
He didn't fight. So I'm going to have to look at this as kind of like a comic books Elseworlds story.
Yeah,
completely
maybe.
separate. And I, while I'm annoyed that he spends so much time out of the armor and his helmet off,
Yep. Bothers me too.
Well,
mostly I disagree with the statements that he said that we have to do this for long form storytelling when we clearly have seen that you don't.
This trailer looks
but the first
five times
trailer-
better than the original.
the trailer for the
in
first
season
season
one.
looked okay, and all that stuff was in the first episode. All the stuff in the trailer was on the first episode.
I don't even remember.
I mean, yeah, it could be. The thing is, though, is that they're getting the atmosphere right. You know, they're getting the fear for the fact that Master Chief is he's not just a Spartan. He is something else. He is next level. And when you see the Covenant warriors, and it's sword, and there's like 5 of them, and he is just not afraid, and he is mowing them down. And a simple Reach soldier, the look on their face, that is what that's what fans are looking for. That's all we're looking for. It's meant to be hopeless, and then all of a sudden it's meant to be like going, holy cow. And it's meant to be inspiring. That's what Hollywood is supposed to be, inspirational storytelling. So look, I'm not going to say it's going to be incredible, but I'm more willing to watch this one than the first season. I watched the first season.
It might be better. It might be a little better. So, but we'll see.
The trailer did look good.
It did. I mean, we've seen a
Hashtag
lot-
watch party. Who wants to watch it?
Maybe. I mean, I don't hold Halo to the same thing level that I hold Star Wars or even Star Trek or any of the other things that I really like.
Yep.
But out of the video games that I have enjoyed and spent hours and hours and hours, not even multiplayer with Halo, I replay the stories all the time. And I have to walk into this just kind of like guarding my heart, just like I'm going to expect to be let down.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
You're
it's like showing up for a blind. It's
your
showing up
fifth-
for a blind date where you're like this is probably going to be terrible, but if she's amazing and gorgeous, then everything is uphill from there.
And you don't
go
wanna,
in with low expectations, and if
right?
it's better
Wait,
than
And
that,
you don't want a repeat of Gorilla Woman.
Wait,
Oh,
you guys have had good blind dates?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought
they've just been slightly better than the
Beard
fear
dated
that they
a
were going to be.
Gorilla Woman once.
So I'm not telling the story again. These guys are
Oh
just
my
gonna
god,
have to
that's
wonder.
a real thing. Hold on.
He's always
You will
been
tell.
He's always been afraid to
It's
date
okay.
women because they might be an animal lover.
JT, you bastard.
If you want to get the story of his gorilla story, it's on other streams. I'll save you that. How about that?
Do you have personal links for those of us who missed it?
Maybe we'll find it. Well,
Weekend Harder episode.
I have a feeling that I already have heard it. I just don't remember.
Probably did. Well, this has been. We're gonna wrap it up here in a little bit. I know a lot of you are doing a lot over the weekend. I know Ryan, you're doing a Star Trek Engage show.
Yes, we're actually doing Star Trek Engage tomorrow. It is 2:15 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Also, we're actually doing a very new stream. It's on my Legion Teaches History channel. It's we're reviewing the episodes of the History Channel's Hunting Hitler, which was a real thing. That will be actually at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So it's 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So watch for that.
Can you put your channel link in the private chat so we can put it in the?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Give me 5 seconds.
So we'll put that in the chat.
I'm gonna have to go off camera because I'm gonna get real close like this, and nobody likes that.
Oh, who says nobody likes that?
Why is he so weird?
What the fuck, Beard?
I'll give you a beard
all of a
tickle.
All of a sudden you're steering into it.
What did you do on his channel? I'm concerned
Look,
now.
you had me over on Star Trek Engage. The barriers are down, as were the doors on that.
Oh god, he remembers the jokes. He remembers the jokes. I've already told Samuel. Samuel's sick. We're gonna have you back. Is Wesley?
All right. Well,
you actually embarrassed me, dude. I'll be right.
Okay.
Wait. Our mild-mannered, timid Beard of Liberty.
Yeah, he
behaved in such a way. I'm shocked.
Nerdy Neo, what do you got going on this weekend or this week?
I'm pretty much done. I had a very busy day today. I was scheduled for 4 streams today, but one of them, the host, mixed up his schedule, and so that didn't happen. So I'm pretty much done for the weekend. But next up,
you're not talking about me, are you?
No,
I'm just kidding.
No,
Give me a hard time.
I had a stream scheduled right after Party Chat. But he mixed up his schedule, so we'll be doing a rain check for another day. But then I was after Party Chat today. Then I was on Fractured Filters channel. We watched Stargate SG-1 episode 3, and then I was on here. Next up on my channel is Open Mic on Thursday night, and I will be having a friend from the Melee Games crew, or not community, I should say. Tons of fun because we are working on figuring out the details of putting together a new, probably monthly, maybe bi-weekly stream. So, yeah.
All right. Sorry for the delay.
Okay.
I had to go
Cool.
to my Twitter.
Well,
this is for the stream tomorrow. Not Nerdy Neos.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. We can put both. Don't worry about it. So let's see, Beard. What do you got up going
Dude,
on?
you asked.
You keep traveling.
Hey Ryan,
traveling around.
Tell JT about the stream I said you were creating. They said
Which
you were
one?
gonna do your own version of the Whatever podcast on Sundays.
Oh God. No, you tell the joke.
It's gonna be called the Mass and Ass Podcast.
Damn you.
All right, there you go.
Well,
Ryan's,
hold on real quick.
Ryan's History channel, and then this is Nerdy Neo's channel.
If I invite big girls, it's definitely going to be the Mass and Ass podcast. It also might be the.
I am so excited about Star Wars.
JT's like, I'm over you guys. That is.
That's how he politely tells you just stop. I've gotten that a few times.
No, it sounds like you're having a great time. You guys are gonna have some good streams coming up. Beard, where are you doing anything between now and until Monday?
No.
Okay.
No.
So Monday we're reviewing the last of the 3 movies of Lord of the Rings, and we're doing Return of the King. And then we're gonna kind of do something fun with all 3 about the budget and the box office. So we're gonna do some fun stuff over there on Monday night. We're excited to wrap that up because I can't believe that movie was over 20 years ago. So
My feet are really tired after watching them all.
Got those steps in.
If a video game genre walking sim was a movie.
Yep.
Pretty much.
If you could actually do that on a Fitbit, I would actually walk that gambit 1,000 times over.
You would walk 500 miles and 500 more.
I would walk 500 miles to lick Beard's asshole. No, never mind. There it is.
Somebody stole all our lunches. I'll tell you who took those lunches. That damn Sasquatch.
God damn it! You ruined the fact that Beard was creeped out. You suck.
Beard was creeped out.
Yeah, I'm not actually creeped out. I got that up there. I got another one over there, and a couple in the other room.
You know this is going to be forever a thing, right? Whenever we're on stream together, I'm going to try to creep you out.
And now I know that I can get you off your game. I'll just lean into it harder.
I blame JT for this. Because look at his face. Look at him. Look at
You guys are ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. All right. Well, R2, I don't know how you can top it off, how you can end the night with your quote of the night, but
you know, I had one and now I can't remember it. After that,
yeah, we're just gonna end it on that. So everyone,
I was just gonna say tomorrow. Yeah, I'm watching the Lions play, so fingers crossed.
Oh,
there.
that's right. The
And
Lions, Detroit Lions. If they win, they'll be the first time they ever go to the Super Bowl. Yeah,
who they're playing?
They're playing the 49ers.
The 49ers. Yes. Go Lions.
Yeah, so if the
Also,
Lions win, they'll be in the Super Bowl for the first time ever.
Also,
and,
Baltimore beat the brakes off the freaking Chiefs. I'm so tired of Taylor Swift that I could scream.
Well, I was gonna say I grew up outside of Detroit, so I'm really excited about this. There's only one other time we got this close. That was in '91. So
I thought you lived in the Bay Area.
I was born in Michigan.
Wow,
so.
okay.
Yeah, but then so we got Nerdy Neo as a 49ers fan, I bet, right?
I couldn't care less about football, but if I was going to root for one, it would be the Niners.
Okay.
Oh, you.
Look, you know, if it's your home team, I'll give you a pass.
Yeah, I mean, you live in the hometown, so it is what it is.
Not really.
Hopefully, Rick, you get to have a fun weekend with that. And everyone else, thanks for stopping by. It's been a fun night. I had fun like usual. And you can check us out next time on Weekend Harder a few Saturdays from now. Have a safe rest of the weekend, and we'll see you on Monday night. Later.
All right. Good night.
Cheers.
Night.
Truck to refrigerators to dumpster, 360 spin onto the Palace, backflip gainer into the trash.
This is it. Next. Big just relax and have fun. Just gonna have fun with it.
Talking away. I don't know what to say. I'll say it anyway.
I'm not
Today's another day to find you sighing away. I'll be coming for your love, okay?
Yes,